Hi, I'm Bert Galvez, and welcome to the Feel Good Show. In a world where we are constantly bombarded by negative events, we fail to recognize that there are great things happening around us every day. On the Feel Good Show, we will do just that, make all of us feel good by bringing you stories that will uplift our spirits and reaffirm our faith in humankind. Azita Melanian is a dog lover, and thanks to one of her rescued dogs, there's a very lucky baby boy living life to the fullest. Let's meet Azita.
A warm spring day in the San Gabriel Mountains near Los Angeles.
Let's go! Let's go, guys!
Azita Melanian was taking her usual evening jog with her 3 black Labrador retrievers, Ty, Tangles, and Boo Boo. The dogs normally remained close to Azita as they ran, but suddenly something caught their attention and they bolted toward the bushes.
And I turned around to see where my dogs are. They were gathering around in a bunch of bushes. They looked so puzzled. I never seen their face so confused. Usually when they find an animal, they are all excited, but this time they were just standing there and sniffing the spot, and they look at me like, what is there? Oh my God. Oh my God, he's a baby.
The dogs had found a live infant boy tightly wrapped in a blue towel and buried in a shallow grave.
Oh my God! And I cleaning his nose and his mouth because he couldn't breathe.
The baby was no more than 3 hours old and was barely clinging to life. It would be a race to save him.
My heart stopped. I thought for sure he died. I shake him and he starts crying again.
The baby grabbed her wrist and wouldn't let go. He was in critical condition, but remarkably, doctors were able to save the baby's life. The hospital staff nicknamed him Baby Christian, and adoption offers poured in from all over the country. And this tenacious little boy has 3 black Labradors and their owner to thank for his incredible and timely rescue.
After finding the baby Christian, I was convinced that I need to do help children in orphanages around the world.
And so how do you do that? What kind of things do you do in order to raise money?
I put on a big fashion and dance show annually in Los Angeles that all the top ballroom champions and performers, they donate their time and they come and dance and perform, and with the money of the ticket and sponsorship, and it goes to the kids in orphanages.
Well, quite an amazing woman, I have to say, Azita.
Thank you. I guess my model is Mother Teresa, so hopefully one day I can be like her without the wardrobe.
Well, you're definitely in those footsteps, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we turn to another wonderful story where you will get to meet Robert Coppell. Robert is a family care coordinator for One Legacy, an organ procurement organization that seeks donations for the 98,000 people on the national waiting list for organs. Hi, Robert, and welcome to the Feel Good Show.
Thanks, good to be here.
You know, I'd like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to take a peek in what you do in organ donating.
Oh, it's a great opportunity. You know, the more people we can make aware about organ donation, potentially the more lives we can save.
Now, is there any specific, recipient or organ donor that really stands out for you?
Well, you know, every case is unique and special, but there was one recently that was a little extra special.
My name is Amrita Mahesh, and I'm a lupus patient. I've had lupus for 8 years now, and I have had kidney failure because of that.
And she has gone through a lot of terrible times, admittance to the hospital, surgeries, blood. I mean, you know, I just hope nobody goes through this. And this thing with Luke was a miracle come through.
I met Luke back in February, and right when he knew my situation that I needed a kidney, he went out and got his blood tested like the next day.
My daughter told him that she wanted to become a doctor, and she's been fighting lupus for the last 8 years, has lost her kidneys, and is on dialysis, but she still continues to not give up on her dreams to become a doctor. And then Luke met her and said, I want you to be a doctor, I'll give you my kidney.
So Luke wanted to donate his kidney to her. So they went to the transplant center to get tested to see if he was compatible. Unfortunately, they never found out if he was. 3 days later, he was in a fatal motorcycle accident.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I didn't think I'd get it because the nurses said that his kidneys were failed. And then a week later, I got a call from UCLA telling me to come in to the final blood work. And I went in not thinking it was his because his kidneys were damaged. But I went to visit him because I knew he was there, and then that's when I found out the situation. The nurses told me to call his parents. And I talked to his parents, and they said they're keeping his body alive to preserve his kidneys and to preserve his organs. And that's when I found out I was getting his kidneys.
And that's when Amrita just went into tears, that we just couldn't believe that it's him who's giving us the kidney.
After the last 8 years of going through such trials and tribulations regarding her health, this great young man who had such a beautiful heart that he wanted to give himself to help others in need.
And the parents have really found a lot of peace in this, despite their grief over losing their son. They're actually quite happy that Luke has an opportunity to live on in his friend Amrita.
Now, being that he wanted to be a donor, was he able to save any more lives?
Yes, as a matter of fact, he saved about 6 other lives through organ donation.
Wow,
Yeah.
So he's a true hero.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's just 100 times better. It's like a whole new life. I'm majoring in bio. I'm pre-med, so I plan on being a doctor. And probably a nephrology kidney specialist too, so. I don't think there's a bigger gift that you could give to someone than a second chance at life.
In our next segment, we'll meet a young girl who has a very special hero.
Sometimes I wonder why things happen to good people. I have an uncle and his name is Theo Chan Chan. My uncle wanted to make a difference in people's life. I believe him because he made a difference in my life. In his eyes, life is fantastic. One day, while he was sick in the hospital, we went to visit him. He has cancer, and you know what he was doing? He was making my grandparents, family, and his friends laugh and told them he was going to be okay. When I looked at him, with his bald head and his yellow skin, I can tell he wasn't feeling well, but he didn't care. At least he was making us laugh and feel good, and that's all mattered to him. He convinced me that everything was going to be fine. In his mind, he knew he was going to beat cancer, and he did. And that's why my uncle is my hero. I love you, Theo Chan Chan.
It takes a great deal of determination to fight deadly diseases. But the common factor is positive thinking. Celebrate the good things that life has to offer, and you'll see it would only enhance it. I know this all too well because the guy in the picture is me. I am Theo Chan Chan. Thank you for watching, and remember to feel good. Paris Escobedo Project.
When the summer sun touches everything below, a mystical sound makes you sway to and fro. An ebb tide blows, it gently lullabies you to sleep. As you raise yourself, open up to the day, you realize the magic everyone